Hello, each and every one of yous. Well, the Thanksgiving season is over now. We're coming upon the Christmas season, which I've sat back and I have realized something, that since December the 2nd, 2016, I have not sat down and told you the entire story of what happened. Of course, I am talking about the actual incident that happened at the Faith Family Church at 704 North Greenmount Road, Shiloh, Illinois. Now, I realize I have not sit there and told you word for word what happens. You've seen many movies about it. You've seen many Halloween videos. You've seen many incidents since then. But as of yet, you do not know the full story. So, well, okay, I'm going to tell you the full story here tonight, especially since Christmas is coming up, and this was actually the event that I started it. I came to this Christmas kaleidoscope. Of course, this is the new one here. This is the new Christmas kaleidoscope here. So, right here. Yeah. Sunday, December the 2nd. So, anyway, that wasn't Sunday, December the 2nd when that happened, but, anyway, the 2nd of December, 2016 is when this started. And this is from the Faith Family Church, of course. Okay, George, move that. I got a whole box of these back there. George, move that box somewhere I won't fall over it. Anyway, let me tell you the true story of what happened and why it's gotten me so geed up. Okay, and I'll tell you the story of what happened here. I have been involved with church and stuff ever since my mom and dad. My mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was a fill-in preacher. So it's nothing new to me. So anyway, dragging the story along, as most know, I go to different churches and concerts and all this stuff. And I do my little number to the Christmas music, you know. As there is a passage in the Bible that says, do the harp and the dance to music. So that's what I do. Okay. So, actually I started not in 2016. That was the day the Faith Family Church Nightmare happened. You might have seen that. Or an altered version by my adversary, Mr. Grimm, Halloween program. But anyway, we're talking real now. So, I actually started it over there 4 years earlier, which was, what, 2012? 13? Yeah, 2012, 2013, I think. So, and I went to this every year. It was a 3-day program, Christmas kaleidoscope, and I would go to the Christmas Eve show every year, every single one of them. And I talked to Gary and all the preachers over there at the Faith Family Church and all that. And you know, of course, everybody knows me because of who I am. But anyway, going on. Now I am going to tell you the true story of what happened year for year to year to year. So, when I first started that first year, things were fine. That was 4 years before 2016. Or 3 years. Don't quote me on the time. It was quite many years back. So, anyway, as the time went on, as the time got more and more and more, I'm going to put it this way. The people over there that run the place, the pastors and Big G and all that, had more and more and more of a problem with who I was, if you know what I mean. They didn't like it because I was transgender. Must I say that again? He didn't like it, they did not like it because I was transgender. So, and I remember one particular incident, I think it was a year or two before, the 2016 thing happened. Might have been a year before. I had went to the bathroom, which was on this side of the church over here, in the women's bathroom, and Big G, that's what I'm going to call him, pastor's security guy, runs over there like the place is on fire, and he's like having a panic attack because I'm in there with his friend or wife or whoever she is in the same bathroom, doing my business, let me put it that way. And he didn't like that. In fact, I got a sermon all the time, especially the last years. The sermon that I got was, God does not like it with who you are. You are being a sinner by being who you are. Let me mention what that means. By him saying who you are, that means me being transgender. Me being transgender and gay and all that. He got the idea that I'm gay. Well, doesn't make a real difference here. He has a problem with me being transgender. And he let me know that. He let me know it big time, you know what I mean? So, I remember the one time, I'd always go over there and I'd sit over here, and I would do this, to the music, to the concert. Nothing surprising there, that's what I do at every place I go to. And he said he got more and more and more complaints, because he sat down and talked to me, and the conversation is actually on the air somewhere. And I have it here, right in front of me, which a lot of people there are uncomfortable around me with who I am, meaning transgender. You know what I mean? Apparently they don't have transgender people there, or if they do, he doesn't know about it. So, anyway, going on with this, that was the third year, 1 year before the thing happened. First year, everything was fine. The first time I ever went there. But when I went there, you see, I did not dress, as a so-called boy, which is what he clearly spelled out that I was supposed to be. God, you're a sinner. God doesn't want to, just being who I am, transgender. I'm going to spell it out so there is no mistakes in this. And I kept getting the sermon about that one. I'm a sinner because of that, and people are uncomfortable because of that. And then he went on to my dancing, which I would, when they played Merry Christmas, whatever, and this did happen at Christmas, despite the word he's got out there that this has to do with the Halloween stuff. But anyway, that was what I did. I sat there and talked to him about my life, how much problem I had. My mom and dad was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was a filling preacher. So I've been around this stuff most of my life. And back then, I believed in most of it too, until I run into this guy. But anyway, going on with the story, because I don't think you got the whole story out there. So, anyway, I want you to hear the true version of what really happened. So anyway, I remember one year, that was 2 years before the 2016, he gave me a box of donuts. I still remember that. And, however, he segregated me from the rest of the people. Segregated meaning, don't sit around with the rest of them. They're uncomfortable around you. I remember that. He had me move, to a certain section of the place, and I was supposed to stay in a certain section. One's supposed to congregate with the others, so to speak, you know what I mean? Because, me being transgender and gay makes him uncomfortable. Now, I'm not gay, but that's what he said. I can play it back if you want to hear it, but, and the segregation went on to the bathrooms. Oh, you can't use the women's bathroom. That's ungodly. That's abominatory, all this kind of stuff. Which I'm going to get to the times that he told me about that too. So he cut me off from this bathroom that was up here in the front of the church, made me go all the way back in the back bathroom, halfway back to where the back part of the place was, and segregated me from all the rest of them. You got your own bathroom. The other people are all uncomfortable around you because of who you are, meaning me being the transgender. Then I got the 1, 2. Now I'm going to wrap this all up into one because I'm not going to bring day and dates to this thing. So he went on that, are you sure you're saved and all this stuff. You know that God doesn't want you, doesn't accept this transgender thing, and gay. He mentioned gay too, but, I heard that all the all the time. All the time. Like I said, I don't have a lot of it on video. I do have one of them on video when he sat down and talked to me. Actually, not video, audio, but anyway. You've seen all of that 100 times, so there ain't going to be any video in this movie. Except for what you're seeing right here. Because you can go back and look at all of that. I'm trying to tell you what led up to the thing. So, okay, anyway. It isn't as if I haven't run into all of this before. The Union United Methodist Church, 1200 Moreland, was one of the worst I had ever seen, probably in 8 years, 9. That happened in 2009. I thought that was the worst one. However, there was a big difference between that one and the Faith Family Church at 704 North Greenmount Road. And I'll tell you what the big difference is. And I'll tell you why I never pursued the St. Matthew's Union United Methodist Church on 1200 Moreland. There was a big difference there. But anyway, he kept going on and on and on and on. And I'm going to combine all of this into one because I'm not going to go over it every single day. And he went on, to get worse and worse and worse and worse with this. You're a sinner. God doesn't want you to be who you... God does not approve of who you are right now, meaning me being transgender and gay. Does not accept you that way. You are not saved. You are going, to the other place and all that stuff. I had many times of that. And I had more times of when I went up there and did my little dance. Didn't go up. I sat in my seat when they had the music. I would do that, you know what I mean? And he sat there and told me how I'm distracting to everybody. The shows, I remember one particular incident, the last one. Oh, the show's up there on the stage. You're not the show. The show's up there on the stage. You need to sit down and shut your mouth and don't say anything and clap like this. He said, I remember that. If you go back in some of those videos, this is what he said. This was the night that the thing happened. Says, there's the show up there. You're not the show. You're nothing. God doesn't even accept who you are. When you see the show, that's the show. You're not the show. You need to clap like this. Like, he's going to tell me how to clap. You know what I mean? Like, this is how Jesus wants you to clap. Right, he knows how Jesus wants me to clap. But anyway, that's one thing I wanted to tell you about. So, anyway, we're going to move along to the night this happened. What I'm trying to get to tell you is I made no moves towards this guy. I did nothing towards this guy except go to this program right here. This kaleidoscope thingy he's got here. It's got on a Friday the 30th, Saturday, December 1st, Saturday. The night that I went, it was December the 2nd it started. I went to this, nothing more, told him about my life. And he was the one that started, but Jesus doesn't, accept me as I am. He made this an inherent thing. Each time, Jesus doesn't accept who you are. He does not accept you. You are not saved with who you are. The very last time I was there, which was the night this happened, and you'll see it in the video. I'm not playing any video here today. You have to go back and look at that. Where he said that me being who I was abominatory, meaning abomination to God. Which, hey, I've heard that stuff before. I've heard it many times. But here's the difference. Here's what rattled my chain And I have been through this, like I said, I've been through it many times. And I guess I will tell you what happened first. Okay. So that night I walked in. You see it in there. I videoed it from the time I walked in. So, going on, I walked in. And I had my camera on hand because I usually do have a body camera on hand in incidences like this. And things were different. I even felt that it was different. So, and if you watch the Mr. Grimm programs and all that, you've seen it. I also aired it on its own. So, anyway, I walked in. It was, I forget what time it was, 5:30 or something like that. Yeah, it was around 5:30, 6 o'clock maybe. December the 2nd, 2016. And Gary comes up to me, a security person, and the preacher comes up to me and his wife. I forgot what her name is. Not, you know, the big Y. Let's just put it that way. And preacher's there. They don't sit me down. They just stand up and talk to me. And here is what they said, in case you have not heard the video yet. I'm going to break it down into simple stuff here. He said that, and get this, and this is an excuse. He said that he doesn't like it because my Halloween videos, meaning my Halloween show I've been doing 9 years now, or longer, my Mr. Grimm programs, is, oh, here's what he said. He said that I am Mr. Grimm, meaning that's me, that I actually turn into Mr. Grimm. Yes, he said all of this. For real. For real. And that, of course, I'm going to hell, and all of this stuff is horrible, and he even said once that I showed up over there with the chainsaw. I still laugh at that one. Or that I'm going out there and with chainsaws and killing people and all this stuff. So that, oh, I was in my in the Halloween video going out and killing people. Nowhere in my Halloween video did anybody ever see me kill anything. Like I had told him, it was a Halloween video only. It wasn't real. You know, just like Frankenstein and what do you call it, Jason and all that. However, he went on to say that this is where he said the stuff about the dancing. So you need to shut up, don't get up, don't dance anymore. People don't want to see you. You're an abomination of God. They don't want to see you. They want to see the show. There's the show up there. And if you want to applaud them, this is what you do. Like, I'm taking instructions from this guy on how to do this. You know what I mean? But anyway, going on. This conversation lasted, what, 34 minutes or something like that? And it's all right on, I'm looking at it right now, but I'm not putting any of it on this time. You're only going to see me this time. You want to look for it? You have to go back and look for it on there, because I'm not going to put any video on it this time. Just me. So anyway, he said more stuff about, I'm Mr. Grimm, and Mr. Grimm is for real. Then there was another part where he said on there, and I strictly remember this, and I'll try to say it just like he said it. All of us preachers and pastors over there, including myself, meaning the security guy, and the other lady, and all the pastors are running scared, of Mr. Grimm. My response back then was, Mr. Grimm's a character on a Halloween video. And he said, we don't believe in Halloween, we don't believe in ghosts, we don't believe in any of that stuff. Which makes me wonder, if he does not believe in ghosts and Halloween and all that stuff, how is Jesus supposed to be there? Because he's supposed to be the Holy Ghost. But we're not getting into that right now. But I know lots of churches that they have Halloween. So here's my cue on that one. And here's my deduction on that one. He was not, I don't believe he was scared of Mr. Grimm. or anything else. I believe that was an excuse to get rid of me because I had heard that many people complained about me because of me being transgender and gay. That was what the real problem is. You want to know what's got me tipped off with this? I will tell you, because it's a longer story than I'm telling you right here. This church, I'm going to put it that way, and the pastors and all that, I'm not going to name names, attacked me because, and they found an excuse. Oh, Mr. Grimm. That's an excuse. He knows that Mr. Grimm's is an imaginary character. If he does not know it, like I told him, my jokes, maybe he's the one that needs to see the psych doctor, not me. But anyway, he says that Mr. Grimm's a real character. I turn into Mr. Grimm for real. Okay, going on. Anyway, that night, oh, that's a real good one. I have to remember where I was. Oh, okay, anyway, so he says he wants me to leave. It's not like I have been thrown out of a church before. I've been thrown out of many of them. All kinds of them. There's only one difference in this one than all the rest of them, including the one all the way in Millstadt back when I was 17 years old. And I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But anyway, he says that he's scared of Mr. Grimm, which, and he used that as, he used that as an excuse. What he's really scared of is me because I'm transgender. He let me know that, and everybody let me know that many times. What I had heard is the people over there, and at least I've heard that from an underground place, I'm not going to reveal where I heard it from, that people over there are uncomfortable around me because I am different, which is why he really got rid of me, because I am different. And I am transgender and gay. He thinks I'm gay. I'm not really gay, but he thinks it, so I didn't count him in it because what's wrong with being gay? What's wrong with being transgender or lesbian or any of this stuff? But anyway, his debut on it was God thinks I am an abomination and I should not be there in the Holy Church of God because I'm transgender, I'm gay. And he said his audience is uncomfortable being around me because of who I am. That is the real reason he picked out Mr. Grimm in order to get rid of me out of church. And, okay, I know this because he told me many private conversations with him about it. With the same story. He didn't talk about Mr. Grimm, he's talking about me being Susan. Said that I'm not supposed to be out there this and that, you know, and this without being saved, without giving up being Susan, because being transgender is against God. That's what I heard every single time. Being transgender is against God, which means being gay and lesbian and all this stuff is against God. That's what the Faith Family Church believes. That's why they get rid of me. Not because of Mr. Grimm, but boy did he make a good deal out of it with Mr. Grimm, saying that I was Mr. Grimm, that I turned into Mr. Grimm, that I had chainsaws, and he's complaining about my Halloween videos. And if you listen to it back, you'll hear it. But I realized I've never did a one-on-one talk about this. So you don't know the real truth, you know, I'm going to tell you. So, he made it quite clear, you know, that he didn't want me there. Told me to leave, you know what I mean? Escorted me out. You've seen it on the video. God doesn't want you here. He doesn't want, you know, you're distracting, you know what I mean? This and that and this and that. You know, on and on and on. I think you know the one too with that one. Okay, now here's what splits the difference. The St. Matthew's United Church and the Grace Bible Church and all the rest of them, they all did the same thing. Not too much difference in that area. In fact, you see the preacher of the St. Matthew's United Methodist Church saying that to me. That was in December 14, 2009. However, I never pursued it because of this reason. And here's the reason. St. Matthew's Church never did what the Faith Family Church did. None of the rest of them ever did. And here's the part that you may or may not know, unless you did not watch my Halloween programs or any of the rest of this stuff. Like he said, he did not like my Halloween programs. He kept saying that he's scared of Mr. Grimm and all this stuff. Right, he's scared of me because of who I am. I'm different. I'm transgender. But anyway, going on with this. All right. Here's the difference, and here's what makes this the most outstanding, devastating, unbelievable story that I've ever run into. And I'll tell you something. I went to thousands of churches, and I do mean thousands. I have yet ever seen one that pursued anything like Faith Family Church did. Ever, any place, at any time. That includes the one all the way back when I was 19 years old. With the Abundant Life Fellowship Church in Millstadt. That goes way past what the St. Matthew's United Methodist Church did at 1200 Moreland. Goes past the shrine. It goes past all of them. Yeah, they took me out of church. Some of them called the police, yes, to escort me out. Signs the trespass warning, and that's it. I've never heard from them again. Here's the problem. This Faith Family Church did not leave it at that. They did not leave it at that. Did not. Ever since I walked out that day, and they took me out, threatened me with the police and all this stuff, to date, last year, no, the year before last year, in 2016, they have sent the police out to my house last year 6 times. 6 times. Not including the sheriff's department, not including the time that they followed me, meaning the police followed me, to the Circle K gas station on Greenmount Road, which that video is also aired on the air, where they told me that the Faith Family Church does not want me there, signed a trespass warning against me. I've had how many trespass warnings signed against me? 2 or 3 of them. I lost count. And you're going to watch that video because I'm not putting any video on this tonight. If you want to see it, you're going to have to go back and watch it. It's all there. They sent the police after me 6 times to my house last year with trespass warnings and warnings. Don't come to this church. They don't want you here. So and so and so, because I'm transgender. Faith Family Church. I know you've seen that if you've seen this. However, you don't know the story behind it. Okay, you don't know this. They also sent the police to followed me to the Circle K at Greenmount, on Greenmount Road, which that video, that's out there too, which said that we don't want you here at this church. Another trespass warning. God doesn't want you here, so and so and so and so. We don't want you here. He didn't say God don't want you. He said that we don't want you here. In case you come up with that one. We don't want you here. And so and so. Everybody at the Faith Family Church is all scared of you because your Halloween videos. So and so and so and so and so. And that makes how many times? 6 times last year. 6 times. 6 times last year and twice this year. 2018. And he was out here with the police this year, even before I put my first Halloween video out. He's all scared of Mr. Grimm. He's scared of me because I'm transgender. That's what he's really scared of. That's the truth. This Faith Family Church doesn't like transgender, gay, lesbian people. This Mr. Grimm stuff, I think it's a bunch of funny baloney because he doesn't like me. Because of who I am. Or should I say, Jesus says I'm not supposed to be transgender, that's a sin against God. Let me put it in his way so nobody will misunderstand what I'm saying. According to him, according to the Faith Family Church, Jesus doesn't accept me as I am. I need to change who I am because I am ungodly, because it says in the Bible that transgender people and gays and lesbians and all this will not go to heaven but to hell, and I am a stumbling block against everybody. And me being a church like that is a distraction to everybody. That's what he means when he's saying that I'm up there a distraction. You need to sit there and you need to do this. That's what he means by that. And this year he sent the police out here twice. So, same thing. So, I don't know why he keeps egging this thing on and on and on and on. I mean, hey, I don't care. They're just proving to me on what they are. But here's the thing about it. Like I said, I have been thrown out of many churches. I've been escorted by the police out by many. Not to date, and I'm talking about as long as I've been alive, not to date have I ever had one of them do that. I have never had one of them do that. I actually, and you can quote this one because I don't have a video on this one, because I know what his car looks like and everything. And I remember some months ago that I was on Greenmount Road, he actually followed me. Because I remember that one, I know what his car looks like. So he actually followed me up and down the road. Why? For what reason? I don't know. And he went into the Faith Family Church because I went straight by it. So, that's what I want to tell you. So, anyway, I have been thrown out of many churches. I've had many things happen with churches and stuff, including the big one that happened at Abundant Life Fellowship back when I was like 19 years old. This surpasses that, but surpasses it by 100 times. And I have had no place, in fact, I have had no place anywhere ever come up with that, what this guy did. It makes it an all-new high, or should I say, an all-new low. And the only thing that's about, because I never did nothing to him. I didn't show up there with a chainsaw. I didn't show up there with the devil or any of these people he said. I didn't show up there with Mr. Grimm. Mr. Grimm is the Halloween character, just like I said, that I started probably 10 years ago. And it has nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with anything. If you know what I mean. It's a Halloween program. He picked that out. He picked out Mr. Grimm, which was there all throughout the 3 and 4 years that I went there before he started this stuff. Mr. Grimm's been there for at least 6 to 7 years. It's a Halloween character, like Funny Bunny, like Jason and Frankenstein. So, but here's the thing about it. He used Mr. Grimm as an excuse in order to get rid of me, because I'll tell you what I did hear there for the 4 years that I went there. About how it's a sin to be transgender and gay and lesbian. Are you listening out there? Faith Family Church. Right here. Christmas Kaleidoscope. 2016. This is a 2018 one here. Anybody that wants to be going to this thing might want to think about that. But anyway, I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you what happened to me. Anybody else gay out there, you know what I mean? Transgender might want to think about that. Okay. Anyway, going on. So, that's what happened to me. I mean, the whole I'm afraid of Mr. Grimm stuff. Okay. Don't believe that. I don't believe it. What he's really scared of was I'm transgender. I'm so-called against God, and God doesn't, the Bible doesn't accept that. Let's put it that way. His words, you know what I mean? God's words or whatever, whose words. And that's what I'm ticked off about. I mean, the level of mistreatment, misunderstanding, because I'll tell you something. I sat there and talked to him a lot of times about my life, about my mom, and everything else. The level of and I will repeat it, misunderstanding that went on from that church, the preachers, the security guy, is unbelievable. And I'm not supposed to be upset about it, huh? The level of somebody doesn't understand anybody is unbelievable. Not to mention, I listened to the Faith Family Church logo, and you heard it during one of my programs. It says, we accept everybody. I'm afraid to tell you, you want to know something? That's a hypocritical statement, because they do not accept everybody. They don't want me there. It has nothing to do with Mr. Grimm. That's an excuse they picked up off the shelf. What it has to do is I'm transgender, I'm different, I'm colorful, and the audience don't like me because of who I am. That much I heard. The worst, the whole 4 years I've been there, that's what I heard. They don't want you because of who you are. God this and God that. You need to look at your Bible. How can you be standing out there? He had said this once to me. How could you be standing out there professing God and the meaning of life with the dance of life and stand there dressed like a woman? Meaning I'm supposed to be a man, not a woman. Did you hear what I said? I am supposed to be a man, according to him, in the Faith Family Church, not a woman. Because it's in the Bible. God doesn't accept that. But yet, standing up there, and I heard it in the Faith Family Church logo. You want to listen to it? Go ahead. It's on there. That we accept everybody as they are. You could be this and that and this and that and everything. I put it in one of my videos. But yet, they don't accept me. And I also remember him saying during this time that the only time I come there for at their church is during the Christmas season. And I told him that's the only time you had a program. And he said, no, that's not the only time we had a program. We have it every day. And every Sunday and every Wednesday or whatever he said. And, yeah, I used to do that at some of these churches. I'm not going to tell you what churches they are. I used to go to some of these churches. I've been to many, like I told you, for that very factor right there. And guess what? I wasn't dancing at none of those. I wasn't doing this or that, and there was no Mr. Grimm there involved with it. But yet they threw me out of all of those too. So I know that I'm not accepted at that church, at that program, which is why I didn't go to it. I went to the concert, Christmas program, yes. Because I like Christmas stuff. If you know what I mean. But, been to many. And I'll repeat, the difference here with this is not that he threw me out. The difference is he continues, and continues to this day, with threats against me, with I'm going to call the police, and he calls the police on me and sends them out to my house. And to tell you the truth, he's wasting the police's time because they come out here, they laugh about this stuff, but I'm not laughing. I mean, he sent the police 6 times last year with this baloney about the Mr. Grimm and I'm a threat to him and all this stuff. And then he continues this, even to the point where there was two gas stations. One of them being the Circle K on Greenmount Road, where the police is standing there feeling like a freaking idiot. You've seen that one. But him telling me, and everybody standing around me, and him telling me I'm not supposed to come to church because they're all scared of Mr. Grimm and the Halloween videos. And I'll tell you something, and take this right or wrong, but I laugh at that. That's funny. I think that's real funny because that's not at all what he's scared of. He's scared of me because I'm different. I'm transgender. And I've never done nothing to him or anybody else. But yet he's got me pointed out as a chainsaw, Jack the Ripper, clown, deadly, beast of burden or something. That's his description of him, not me. Yeah, you got me pissed off. But that's what really happened at the Faith Family Church. And since this program is coming up now, this Christmas kaleidoscope here, Friday, November 30th, Saturday, December 1st, Sunday, December 2nd, got all of these. I got a whole box of them here. Free admission, 704 North Greenmount Road, Shiloh, Illinois. Here's your clap, my friend. Guess what? The Faith Family Church wins the prize for being the worst, hypocritic, slam against God, Jesus, and everything that there ever has been. There ever has been. If you don't know how to minister, if your way to show me that Jesus loves me is knocking on the door with the police with trespass warning in their hand, hey, you can't come to church. Stay out of church. We're scared of you. We're scared of Mr. Grimm or whoever he's scared of. You know what a stumbling block that is and what I think of that? And people out there want me to believe in God and Jesus and all this stuff. when this is the kind of stuff I hear? He wants me to, oh, believe in Jesus, believe in this, believe in that. But, oh, no, wait a minute. You got to change who you are. You cannot come in this church being Susan. Don't put a dress on. And he mentioned about my dress, too. And come in here because you're making a mockery out of Jesus Christ. His words. And if you don't believe it, I'll play it back for you. You're making a mockery out of Jesus Christ in this church by dressing up as Susan. Do you see a problem there? And I'll tell you something. I've had many people in many churches, you know what I mean, that threw me out for the same reason. But they did not take it to that level. And he continues yet to this day with this harassment, or whatever you want to call this. I call it funny, but whatever you want to call this stuff, I call it sad. And I'm telling my story today because he's starting this up again with this Christmas stuff, which he said I'm not supposed to come to. My question is, why the hell would I want to? However, anyway, Christmas kaleidoscope. You see, he's standing there preaching that, and all of them are, oh, I want you to be saved. I want you to believe in God. I want you to believe in this. How is his way to show me that he wants me to believe in it? Sending the police to my house 6 different times. Sending the police over here to the gas station twice. And getting the sheriff's department out here twice this year. That's his way of showing me he loves me. And Jesus cares about me and wants me to believe. You know what that does? The only thing that does is prove that I'm right. That doesn't do anything. That ain't gonna do anything except make me upset more and more and more. Actually, it makes me laugh. You know, I find it funny now. I don't get upset about it no more. I just find it funny. Give me something to laugh about. Because that is so damn funny that this guy is so damn lost that he doesn't know how to accept somebody for who they are. Like I said, my mom, I know all about this Jesus stuff. I know all about the Bible because my mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was a fill-in preacher. And we spent a lot of time there. I spent a lot of time there. And believe it or not, I heard this same kind of stuff even way back then. Only it was about my music and stuff back then. For the guy named Richard Talent. I remember him. But when this beats all of them I've ever seen. And Christmas is coming up, which reminds me of him. So, like I said, most people that does not understand the reasoning behind my videos, doesn't understand that Mr. Grimm is just a Halloween character. You know, he's taking it to another level. That's what I've got to say. He's taken nothing, which was nothing there, and built it into a house of cards. And then claims it in the name of Jesus that, oh, I want you to change. You can't come to this church. You can't be Susan. You can't be this. And if you don't believe any of this, hey, I'll put it back on there for you. That's why I'm upset about this Faith Family Church. I've been to many, many churches, and I'm going to end this lecture here. I've been to many, many churches. You want to know something? I've never, ever run into that. I'm talking about ever since I've been alive. That's the worst I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, sending out to my house 6 times last year, or the year before, one of the two, the police, to give me a trespass warning here. You can't come to church. We don't want you there. God doesn't want you there because of who you are. And then twice this year. Then at the gas station. When is this going to end? Huh? How many times do you got to tell me that I'm not supposed to be who I am? Or the business about all the preachers are running scared of Mr. Grimm. Read those eyes. Really? You're scared of me. You're scared of me because I'm different. I'm colorful. I'm transgender. You can't stand that word. That's what they're really scared of. And that's my story of the real truth of what happened at the Faith Family Church. I wanted you to know that because Christmas is coming up, and I wish you all a very happy Christmas. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell it to you again here. If you want to get to know the real me, not the one that he puts out, but the real me, you need to sit down with me and talk to me. You might be surprised. You know that? You might be surprised. I might even give you some help. Because it's not what the version that Old Faith Family Church put out there. I trust you. Yeah, you can get me pretty damn mad. But I'll tell you something. I'm the kind that'll give my life for somebody that's drowning. Are you listening? I'm the kind that'll give my life for somebody that's drowning. I'm the kind that I will stick my hand into a fiery car to pull somebody out before they burn up. That's me. That's the me you should get to know. Not the one that this Faith Family Church has told you, or the one they want you to believe. I'm the one that's going to sit there and give a whole box of food to a homeless guy. I even interviewed some homeless guys. I do that all the time. I give out food to the homeless people. I tell them about the meaning of life. I tell them about the breath of life. That's the me you should get to know. This crap, you need to sit down in a chair with me and really get to know me before you believe what this Faith Family Church has to say. And I'm sure you're listening to me, Mr. G. Gary, Faith Family Church, Yonder, or whatever your name is. I'm sure you're all listening to me. Next time you sit down in the chair with me, you might want to let the conversation that I talk about actually register up here, rather than sit there and go in there, go out here, and fall on the floor, because you didn't hear anything I said. Not a thing. You do not understand me, and I'm talking to you, Faith Family Church, because I know you're listening. You do not understand me. You never will. You sat there and you judged me, which, guess what? You're going to be judged the same way by God upstairs, your God upstairs. That's what I got to say. Because you want to know something? You made me out as a person that I am not. And you did not even try to listen to me, and you don't expect me to be upset about that. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Except Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. And that's the truth about what happened at the Faith Family Church. Thank you, and good night.